A very good afternoon to everyone here in the audience. Welcome to NPS International Chennai's annual Cultural Day, UTSAHAM. A few points to remember. Kindly switch off your mobile phones or put them in airplane or silent mode for the uninterrupted viewing of the program. It's a worthy tribute to all the hard work that the students have put in. And please note, we have professional photographers and videographers capturing all the moments in the auditorium today. The recorded show will also be live streamed in the AV room of this building. So if anyone is unable to get a seat, those facilities will be provided. We request you to refrain from approaching the stage or the aisle to take photographs or videos. And we also request you to restrain yourself from waving at any of the students on stage to prevent them from getting distracted. We do encourage you to clap and cheer for anything that you see on stage that captures your imagination, and we hope that there'll be plenty of those moments. And in case we feel that you need a little push, I will definitely request some applause from the audience. So I hope everyone's ready to cheer on the young ones, grade 3 to 5. All right, thank you very much. A very good afternoon to everyone present here. It seems like we have a very full house. We welcome you to UTSAHAM, National Public School International Chennai's annual Cultural Day program. A few points to remember. Kindly switch off your mobile phones or put them in airplane or silent mode for uninterrupted viewing of the show. Please note, we do have professional photographers and videographers capturing the program. We will be live streaming downstairs in the AV room. There will be a link as well. We request you to refrain from approaching the stage or aisle to take photographs or videos. And we also request you to avoid waving at the young performers while they are performing. However, we do have a lot of memorable and interesting presentations on stage for you today, so we do encourage and invite you to clap and cheer whenever anything is on stage that captures your attention or your heart. And we look forward to sharing our presentation with you. The program will begin at 4:30 with the arrival of the dignitaries. So please, thank you all for being here. Good afternoon to everyone present here today. Thank you all for your patience, and I hope you maintain this enthusiasm through the duration of the program. Welcome to UTSAHAM, NPS International Chennai's annual Cultural Day program. A few points to remember. Please keep your mobile phones switched off or in airplane or silent mode. Please avoid moving from your seats, standing up, moving to the aisles or to the stage to take videos or photographs. Please do cheer and clap for our young performers on the stage during the program as enthusiastically as you would wish. Our chief guest will be arriving any moment, and then we will begin the program. Ladies and gentlemen, our dignitaries have arrived. Please put your hands together for our chief guest, Srimati Divya Sri Lakshmi. A very good afternoon to everyone present here today. It gives me great pleasure on behalf of the principal and staff of NPSI Chennai to welcome all of you to UTSAHAM 2023, Around the World in a Year, presented by students of grades 3, 4, and 5. I would like to take this moment to formally welcome our chief guest for the event, Srimati Divya Sri Lakshmi. She is the founder of Prakriti Laya Academy of Arts, a school that nurtures students in the fields of Bharatanatyam, rhythm, Vedic education, and yoga. She holds a double master's degree in economics and Bharatanatyam and gained top scores in her MA Bharatanatyam and all levels of the Prayatnam exams. She is a B-grade artist of Doordarshan and a senior scholarship holder under the Ministry of Culture, Government of India. In addition, she is an internationally certified Ashtanga, Vinyasa, and Hatha Yoga trainer. She conducts diploma courses in Talam and Nattuvangam. Ms. Sri Lakshmi is an ardent learner with 18 years of training in Bharatanatyam and 4 years of training in yoga. She has built her own creative niche in a world that she feels is overlooking the importance of the arts. We are delighted to have you here with us today, ma'am. Please accept this small memento as a token of our appreciation. Thank you, ma'am. In every part of the world, the passage of time is marked by everyone who lives there. Whether it is to celebrate the gathering of a harvest, or to mark the changing seasons, to remember triumph over a foreign power, or to hold on to ancient traditions through time, communities all around the world have significant dates which they commemorate with music, dance, food, and festivities. Let us join the students of grade 3, 4, and 5 on this journey, not only around the world, but also through the course of 1 year. Beginning in the month of January and ending in December, the youngsters will bring to life a unique and diverse range of celebrations from every continent. Prepare to share in the music, costumes, color, and excitement of local traditions and popular festivals from every corner of the globe. Without further ado, the students of grade 3, 4, and 5 present UTSAHAM 2023, Around the World in a Year.
We begin with the month of January. Across the world, January 1st is marked as the beginning of a new year and a time to start afresh. Each country has its own version of a New Year's Eve celebration, from drinking ashes to eating grapes, from ringing bells to smashing pomegranates. The Chinese New Year, based on the Chinese lunar calendar, is also celebrated in the month of January. In India, Pesach festivals, which celebrate the end of winter and give thanks for the harvest, take place in January. From Pongal in Tamil Nadu and Makar Sankranti in Andhra Pradesh, from Bihu in Assam to Lori and Vasant Panchami in North India. The International Kite Festival in Gujarat is world famous and a visual treat for all those who attend. Of course, Indian Republic Day is observed on January 26th with a grand parade commemorating the date when India first became a republic. Students of grade 3B will now present festivals from the month of January. First comes the International Kite Festival of India, also called Uttarayan. It marks the transition away from winter. The annual International Kite Festival, celebrated in the city of Ahmedabad, is one of the largest and best known in the world. The kites flying in the air symbolize the awakening of the gods from their deep sleep.
I am sure any of us would be awakened by these enthusiastic dancers. Let's have another round for these colorful kite dancers.
We now travel east to China to learn a little more about Chinese New Year. Beginning with the second new moon after the winter solstice and lasting for next 2 weeks, this is one of the most important celebrations amongst Chinese people. Special activities and cultural practices are carried out on each of the 15 days. Red lanterns symbolize letting go of one's past self. dances are an important part of the New Year's celebrations. Dragons are meant to scare away evil spirits and bring good luck.
This ferocious dragon is sure to scare away any evil spirits around us. What a ferocious dragon. Let's have a round of applause for these young dragon dancers.
Let us give a round of applause to the students of grade 3B for that wonderful performance. Wasn't that a vibrant January celebration?
After the month of January, we move on to the month of February. February may be the shortest month in the year, but it is still full of festivities. Many of these are based on the Christian celebration of Mardi Gras or Fat Tuesday, the period before the ritual fasting season of Lent. The most well-known of these is the Rio Carnival in Brazil, which lasts 5 days and is considered the largest carnival in the world. Tapati Rapa Nui is a 2-week-long festival held in the Easter Islands near Chile. In India, the Taj Mahotsav is celebrated for 10 days at Shilpgram in Agra, showcasing crafts and artisans from different parts of the country. Students of grade 3A will now present festivals from the month of February. We begin with 2 dances from the colorful nation of Jamaica. First comes the Kumina, the most popular traditional dance of Jamaica. Originating in West Africa and danced to strong drum beats, the dance has both traditional and modern moves.
Didn't those drums make us want to get up and dance along with them? Let's have a round of applause.
Now comes the quadrille, a formal partner dance from the colonial times. Now comes the quadrille, a formal partner dance from the colonial times. What an energetic performance! Post-independence, the dance took on more Jamaican flavor and now has a very unique local style.
Look at those swishing skirts. Those were our dances from Jamaica.
From Jamaica, the students moved to Thailand to show us the dances of the Chiang Mai Flower Festival. The city of Chiang Mai hosts this 3-day festival during the first weekend of February. The main event is a flower parade which moves through the city. The parade is filled with yellow and white chrysanthemums. These fans really bring out the beauty of the chrysanthemum flowers. Dancers in traditional costumes perform Thai dances for spectators.
Don't these fans make you think of flowers dancing in the wind? What a graceful performance.
come to the end of the month of February. Let's have a big round of applause for the students of grade 3A.
Thank you, 3A, for that wonderful presentation. Now we come to March. March is when spring comes to the northern hemisphere. Festivals in this month typically celebrate the end of the cold weather, gathering of spring harvest, and new beginnings. Among these are the Grape Harvest Festival, celebrated in Mendoza in Argentina, the Spring Equinox Festival in Chichen Itza, Mexico, and the Kaku Pagoda Festival held in Shan State, Myanmar. Other March festivals around the world have special themes. Chefs from every country travel to Iceland for the Food and Fun Festival in Reykjavik. The Spirit Festival in Bali celebrates yoga, dance, and martial arts. The Cape Town International Jazz Festival in South Africa brings jazz musicians from all over to show off their skills. Students of grade 3C will now present festivals from the month of March. First comes our own Indian festival of Holi. People enjoy themselves by throwing colored powder or spraying water on their friends and family.
Those are some energetic pitchkaris in the background.
Also called the Festival of Colors, the Festival of Spring, and the Festival of Love, this ancient Hindu religious festival is one of the best known. It is celebrated across the world by Indians and non-Indians alike. Wow, what a riot of color on the stage. Holi is a way to welcome in spring and is seen as a new beginning where people can release all their inhibitions and start afresh. Let's all give a big hand to these talented young performers. Will now take us to the country of Ukraine to witness the Stricha Spring Festival. arrival of migratory birds signals the beginning of the spring festival called Stricha, which means greeting.
What colorful costumes!
Stricha is the goddess of good fate. She knows about everything that was, is, and will be of each person.
All of these dancers are perfectly in sync.
The spring dancers ask for blessings from the goddess. And off they go. Let's all give a big round of applause for Grade 3C for this marvelous performance.
From March, we move to the month of April. April is the height of spring in the northern hemisphere. The Sri Lankan, Thai, and Nepali New Year all fall in April. Important religious occasions include the pagan festival of Beltane and the Christian festival of Easter. Muslim Ramadan, or month of fasting, often falls in April, and Eid is celebrated towards the end of the month. The Jewish festival of Passover also falls during this time. The Lotus Lantern Festival in South Korea celebrates the birth of the Buddha. Let us join the students of grade 3D for a celebration of the month of April. First, we travel south to our neighboring country of Sri Lanka for Sinhala and Hindu New Year. This marks the end of the harvest season and the beginning of the traditional Sinhalese calendar. Traditional delicacies like kavum and koki are enjoyed by all.
Wouldn't it be lovely to get a taste of any one of those dishes? Now it's time for a celebration dance.
Dances are set to rhythmic beats on the rabana, a one-sided traditional drum.
අතර රැඳී නැකතට ලබනා සම්මත රජුන් දවස වන්දව ගයනා
The costumes show us the elegance of the Sinhalese people.
And let's not miss the flowers on all of the girls and the lovely golden chains on all the boys. Let's give the young Sri Lankans another round of applause.
Now we move to Punjab for the festival of Baisakhi. Baisakhi is a celebration of the spring harvest which is observed
अपनी हथेली पे ध्यान रख दे चिड़ियों के संग बाज लड़ाए चले शेर की चाल चटकी ता पंजाबिया ने की काहे कमाल हो जो
For Sikh people, this festival has greater significance since the year 1699 when the Sikh faith was established by Guru Gobind Singh. The Harvest Festival is categorized by the traditional harvest folk dance of Bhangra.
I'm sure everyone in the audience knows some of these steps. There's definitely an abundance of energy on this stage.
Celebrations include performing the martial art of Gatka using swords, sticks and daggers. Let's have a big round of applause for the students of grade 3D.
Now we move on to the month of May. The 1st of May is celebrated as May Day or International Labour Day, a day for workers' rights. The annual Cannes Film Festival takes place each year in France, showcasing amazing films from around the world. May 8th is International Viking Day, celebrating those with Viking heritage. The Tulip Festival in Netherlands reaches its peak during the flowering season of May.
Indian celebrations include Flower Festival in Sikkim, Thrissur Puram in Kerala, Muatsu Festival in Nagaland, and Mount Abu Summer Festival in Rajasthan. Grade 4C will now depict a slice of Viking history to mark Viking Day on May 8th. In the year 866, resources were thin due to the civil war in Northumberland. Unfortunately, unwelcome visitors were on the horizon. Vikings invaded the city of Eoforwic. They had an intent to take over the land. What a terrifying battle! After a decisive victory, Vikings took over the city, which they then called Jorvik. They built farms in the countryside and more Vikings came to settle there. In time, Jorvik developed into an important market for local goods and for items traded from overseas. This town eventually grew to become the city of York in the UK. Next, we have Hidrile, or the Turkish Spring Festival. This is the day on which prophets Hizr and Ilyas met on earth. Their two names fused to create the name of the festival. Hidrile celebrations are held in the countryside to focus on the new spring season.
These catchy Turkish tunes are played on a variety of stringed instruments, including the ney and the oud.
There is a tradition of jumping over a fire built of old belongings to bring good health and fortune.
Let's appreciate these enthusiastic leaps over this fire. I'm sure we are all planning trips to Turkey. to see more of this kind of beautiful dancing.
Isn't that such an elegant performance? Well, that was a marvelous depiction by the students of grade 4C. Let's give them a big round of applause.
We come to the month of June, where the northern hemisphere sees the beginning of summer at the summer solstice. The Saga Dawa festival is celebrated by Buddhists around the world to mark the birth of the Buddha. The festival of the sun, called Into Raime, is celebrated in Peru. The International Mango Festival takes place in the Philippines, and the Strawberry Festival takes place in Rome. The Glastonbury Festival, considered the largest performing arts festival in the world, is held in Somerset in the UK. In India, we see Ganga Dashehra, 10 days when the river Ganga is worshipped. Grade 4A will now present a celebration of two festivals of June. We begin with Saga Dawa, or the Triple Blessed Festival of Sikkim. This is an auspicious month for the Sikkimese Buddhists, with prayers held throughout the month in various monasteries. It is believed that on this day, the Buddha was born, attained enlightenment, and achieved nirvana. A colorful procession of monks playing musical instruments and devotees carrying holy texts, portraits, and statues of Lord Buddha moves through the city of Gangtok in the midst of Buddhist hymns and chants. People gather in the streets to touch their heads with the holy scriptures in order to receive blessings. These simple and elegant steps capture the spirit of Sikkim.
Look at those beautiful smiles. All of these traditional clothes definitely take us into the mountains.
Next, we see a dance to honor the Strawberry Festival of Rome. This famous strawberry festival in Nemi, located in the Roman hills near Rome, is held in June with parades, tastings, customs and celebrations. The streets are filled with carts selling strawberry ice creams, jams, syrups, and various pastries and baked goods. Local girls in traditional costumes offer small baskets of strawberries to the crowd.
I'm sure none of us would mind walking down those streets and eating some of those delicious strawberries. Let's appreciate this beautiful coordination on the stage.
Let's have a big round of applause for the students of grade 4A.
We come to the month of July. Guru Purnima is celebrated in India, Nepal and Bhutan by Hindus, Jains and Buddhists as a way to honor teachers, leaders and gurus. Bastille Day is observed in France, and the 4th of July is the Independence Day of the United States of America. The unique Karsha Gustor festival is celebrated by Buddhist monks in Ladakh. The Gala Getza festival is a cultural event of the indigenous Mexican people with traditional costumes, food and practices. This festival takes place in the historic city of Oaxaca in Mexico. The city is home to the largest number of indigenous tribes in the country, and the festival is held to keep these ancient cultures alive. The festival parade starts in the main Plaza de Santo Domingo in downtown Oaxaca and moves through the city and the neighboring villages as well. Students of grade 4D will now bring the Gala Getza festival to life through 6 of the local dances. First comes the Danza de Flor de Piña. First comes the Danza de Flor de Piña, or Dance of the Pineapple Flowers. Originally from Tuxtepec, this is a traditional dance created with the purpose of recovering the indigenous roots lost during the Spanish invasion. The steps were designed to build a unique identity to get away from the customs brought by the Europeans.
What fantastic coordination.
Now we see Danza de la Pluma, also called the feather dance. This represents the meeting of the two cultures which form the country of Mexico. Originally from the Central Valleys, it is an expression of the cultural mixing that occurred after the arrival of the Spanish. Let us appreciate the energy put into this dance while wearing these elaborate headdresses. Here we see an example of the instruments and decorations carried through the parade.
And here are our pineapple dancers back again.
Next comes the Jarabe del Valle. This is danced during the fandango or the musical fiesta. Its cheerful rhythm awakens the spirit and joy of the guests. The colorful skirts are matched only by the color in their baskets.
I'm sure we would all love to meet these young ladies walking down a Mexican street.
The jarana is the typical dance and the musical form of the Yucatan Peninsula. The music of the jarana is performed by a wind band. The Tehuana dress is the traditional dress of the Zapotec women from the isthmus of Tehuantepec in the Oaxaca region. This dance shows the women standing as symbols of economic independence and power.
Jarabe Tapatio, or Mexican hat dance, is the national dance of Mexico. What an energetic dance! Let us watch the students as they perform Baila Folclorio, or Mexican ballet folk dance. That is some spirited music and matched only by these spirited steps. And with that, we come to the end of the performance of 4D. These youngsters beautifully captured the vivacious spirit and diversity of the city of Oaxaca. Let's give them another round as they walk off the stage.
Next, we have the month of August. There are a number of cultural, music, and food festivals celebrated in August. These include Lollapalooza in Chicago, Great British Beer Festival in London, Festival de Tango in Buenos Aires, István's Day in Hungary, and the Obon Festival in Japan. Of course, August 15th is a highly significant day for us as Indian Independence Day. Grade 4B will now present a celebration of India and Indian independence. During the time of the Mughals, Emperor Aurangzeb was requested by the British East India Company to allow them to start trade in India. Aurangzeb agreed to the treaty with the East India Company. After the treaty was signed, the company began their settlement of Surat in 1608. Centuries later, India was under British rule. The revolt of 1857 began with Mangal Pandey. Soldiers were forced to bite bullets greased with cow and pig fat. They refused this order and fought back. Mangal Pandey was arrested and killed for his part in the revolt. Through the centuries, we have had numerous brave rulers who challenged the British rule. There was the great warrior queen, Jhansi Ki Rani, who participated in the 1857 fight for independence. Rani Velu Nachiyar was the first queen to challenge the East India Company. Tipu Sultan was the king of Mysore who fought strongly against the British East India Company. The first Maratha king, Chhatrapati Shivaji's legacy was carried through the freedom struggle. Many ordinary heroes fought back against British rule. Tirupur Kumran. Tirupur Kumaran was a young revolutionary from Tamil Nadu who gave his life for the country. He led protests against the British government holding the new tricolour flag of India. As he was beaten by the police, he refused to let go of the flag of the nation. He gave his life while defending the symbol of our country. Many such revolutionaries were on the front lines of our freedom struggle, fighting to gain independence. In 1920, Mahatma Gandhi and Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru began the non-cooperation movement. They did not want to be under British rule. Indians stopped buying British goods and stopped working for the British. This was followed by the Dundee March protesting the salt tax. The non-violent Quit India movement was very effective. In 1947, India finally gained independence and the British left the country. Let us join the students as they celebrate the country gaining independence from British rule. Let's have a big round of applause for the class of 4B. They truly captured the nation's patriotism.
After August comes September. In September, countries in the northern hemisphere move from summer into autumn. The Mid-Autumn Chinese Festival is a celebration of the rice harvest and a reunion time for families. Bakrid is also celebrated in September. Ganesh Chaturthi is the 10-day Hindu festival marking the birth of the elephant-headed deity Ganesha. Let us enjoy a celebration of the month of September presented by Grade 5D. We begin with the Aloha Festival celebrations from the islands of Hawaii. Here come the hula dancers in their traditional costumes.
Now we see the Koa warriors of King Kamehameha. Their name comes from the koa wood out of which their weapons are made.
These Hawaiian warriors were known for their merciless fighting style in hand-to-hand combat.
It is no wonder that these famous warriors were frontline fighters for their community.
I'm sure none of us would want to meet them on the field of battle.
Aloha is the Hawaiian word for love, affection, peace, compassion, and mercy.
There's no place I'd rather be. Lingering in the ocean blue. I'd surf till the sun sets beyond the horizon.
The mission of Aloha Festival is to foster the Aloha spirit through the celebration of the diverse customs and traditions of Hawaii.
There's no place I'd rather be.
The Aloha festivals are celebrated throughout the month of September in all of the islands of Hawaii.
The spirit of the ocean is seen throughout the graceful dances. The ukulele is one of the most famous instruments of Hawaii and is traditionally made of koa wood.
I'm sure we would all love to join these dancers on their Hawaiian roller coaster rides.
From the islands of Hawaii, we moved to Spain to celebrate the festival of La Merced. This is the main celebration of the city of Barcelona in Spain. It is held in honor of the patron Saint La Merced, the Virgin of Mercy. Each day of the festival is celebrated with its own parade, filled with mythical creatures and traditional drumming. The energetic drums truly capture the Catalonian spirit.
Look at those drummers go. Let's give them another round of applause.
Now we see the traditional Catalan dance of Sardana. People of all ages come together to dance the Sardana by holding hands and following a set of steps.
You really need to be in sync to move together so well.
Music for the Sardana is performed by a band with 11 members playing a variety of wind instruments and drums.
Traditionally, circles of Sardana dancers dance in the circle squares, and people are free to join in.
Let's give a thunderous applause for Great Fidey's performance. a thunderous applause for Grade 5D's performance.
Next, we move to the month of October. Two of the major religious celebrations in India during this month are the Hindu festivals of Navaratri and Durga Puja. Festivities last several days and end with the celebration of Vijayadashami and Dashera. The Naga Fireball Festival is a unique and fascinating event celebrated in Thailand. In this festival, people gather along the Mekong River to witness glowing red fireballs shoot up into the sky. Festival of Lights Berlin is an annual event that takes place in Berlin, Germany. It transforms landmarks and buildings across the city through the use of illuminations and projections. 31st of October is observed as Halloween in many parts of the Western world, where children and even adults dress up in scary costumes. Grade 5C will now use the backdrop of the Mumbai Arts Festival to showcase some of the interesting events of October. Let us join this family as they move through the festival. Witnessing the various events and festivals which are being presented.
They seem to be already enjoying the exhibits.
First, we travel to the Philippines to witness the Mascara Festival. This is an annual event held on the 4th Sunday of October in Bacolod, Philippines. Similar to the Rio Carnival, this celebration is famous for elaborate masks and headgear. The festival is a declaration by the people of the city that they will always overcome difficulties.
I think the family enjoyed that performance. I wonder what we will see next.
Now we come home to India to witness the festival of Durga Puja. First is the celebration of Dashera with Raman Dahan. This involves burning an effigy of the demon king Ravana who stole Sita away.
Let us watch this arrow as it flies into the 10-headed demon king.
सुनो राम कथा और जय बोलो श्री राम की। सुनो राम कथा और जय बोलो श्री राम की।
Well, we've seen the festival of Dashera. What is it that comes next?
In South India, the Navaratri celebration shows us the story of the goddess Durga. and her fight with the demon Mahishasura.
Mahishasura was terrorizing innocents everywhere. We see a variety of conflicts across the 9 days of Navaratri between Mahishasura and the goddess.
After a terrifying battle, it ends with the defeat of the Asura by the goddess.
And now that we have seen both Dashera and Navaratri, I wonder what we will see next.
From India, we travel to the United States to witness the Albuquerque International Balloon Fiesta. This is a yearly hot air balloon festival that takes place in Albuquerque, New Mexico.
I guess our family at the Mumbai Arts Festival decided to join in on this fun little dance.
The 9-day event often has over 500 hot air balloons flying through the sky. After witnessing all these events, the family leaves the Mumbai Art Festival with great joy. That was a wonderful celebration of October by Grade 5C. Let's give them a big hand.
We now come to the month of November. November 1st is celebrated as All Saints' Day by many Christians. The most famous celebration is Dia de Todos los Santos, which is held in Spain. The last Thursday in November is celebrated as Thanksgiving Day in USA. Families gather to eat turkey and give thanks. Voodoo Fest is a multi-day music and arts festival held in November in New Orleans, Louisiana. Grade 5B will now take us through a few significant holidays and events from the month of November. Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru was the first Prime Minister of India. He was famously very fond of children and cared about their happiness and welfare. His birthday, November 14th, is celebrated in India as Children's Day. We now see traditional dances from Gujarat to celebrate the beginning of the Ranotsav festival. Ranotsav is an annual carnival which begins in November and lasts for 4 months. Gujarat, the festival is full of diverse heritage of the desert.
The beautiful costumes are covered in tiny mirrors.
What a graceful dance.
Look at those beautiful hand movements. Let's give the young dancers from Gujarat another round of applause.
In the Indian state of Karnataka, November 1st is celebrated as Kannada Rajyotsava Day. This was the date when all Kannada-speaking regions of South India were joined to form the state of Karnataka. First comes the Dollu Kunita, or the drum folk dance.
This is one of the traditional dance forms of the state of Karnataka.
Dancers need strength and stamina to carry the heavy drums and perform the moves. Next comes the ferocious Hulivesha, the tiger face dance. Each movement channels the energy and spirit of the tiger.
I wouldn't want to meet any of these on a dark road.
Now we see the traditional Kannada folk dance.
ಮುಂಜಾನೆದ್ದು ಕುಂಬಾರಣ ಹಾಲು ಬಾನುಂಡನ ಹರ್ಯಾಡಿ ಮಣ್ಣ ತುಳಿದಾನ ಹರ್ಯಾಡಿ ಮಣ್ಣ ತುಳಿಯುತ್ತ ಮಾಡ್ಯಾನ ನಾರ್ಯಾರು ಹೊರುವಂಗ ಐರಾಣಿ ಹರ್ಯಾಡಿ ಮಣ್ಣ ತುಳಿಯುತ್ತ ಮಾಡ್ಯಾನ.
With its graceful movements, it celebrates the farmers and their harvest.
ಕುಂಬಾರಣ ಹಾಲು ಬಾನುಂಡನ ಹರ್ಯಾಡಿ ಮಣ್ಣ ತುಳಿದಾನ ಹರ್ಯಾಡಿ ಮಣ್ಣ ತುಳಿಯುತ್ತ ಮಾಡ್ಯಾನ ನಾರ್ಯಾರು ಹೊರುವಂಗ ಐರಾಣಿ ಮುಂಜಾನೆದ್ದು ಕುಂಬಾರಣ ಹಾಲು ಬಾನುಂಡನ ಹರ್ಯಾಡಿ.
Let's give them a hand.
Finally, we have the dance drama style of Yakshagana. This performance art combines dance, music, dialogue, costume, makeup, and stage techniques to tell powerful stories. Focus on November with the Festival of Lights, Diwali. celebrated by Indians all over the world. This is one of our largest festivals. Diwali symbolizes the spiritual victory of light over darkness, good over evil, and knowledge over ignorance. Lighting the lamp dispels the darkness of evil and ignorance. Let's have a big round of applause for the class of 5B.
We come to the end of the year and the month of December. The most well-known holiday is Christmas, but there are a number of other winter and year-end festivals celebrated around the world. The Chichibu festival in Japan is held every year on December 2nd and 3rd to mark the winter season. In many countries, December 8th is celebrated as Bodhi Day, when Siddhartha Gautama experienced enlightenment and became the Buddha. The Woodford Folk Festival is an annual music and cultural festival held in Australia, featuring everything from concerts and dances to plays and circus performances. The Chennai music season takes place in the city during December, where lovers of classical music and dance can see the best talent showcased.
Let us join grade 5A as they present the month of December. We begin with a Christmas nativity scene depicting the birth of Jesus. We see Mother Mary with Joseph and the baby. The angel and its star led the three kings and the shepherds to the manger where Jesus was born. We see the three wise men, or magi, who traveled from far away bearing gifts for the child. The shepherds also follow the star to pay their respects. What a beautiful depiction of the nativity of Jesus.
Let's give them a big hand.
Next comes the Chichibu Night Festival in Japan. This historic event had been held annually for over 300 years as a way to celebrate the end of winter harvest.
What gentle and graceful movements.
It It is the final celebration of the year for the people of Chichibu. The main event of this festival is a parade with beautiful and elaborate floats.
Now comes the Burning the Clocks festival in England. This is a more recent winter solstice tradition in the city of Brighton. On December 21st, people from all over the city parade through the streets with handmade paper lanterns. The lanterns are added to a huge bonfire by the seaside to celebrate the end of the year. Many people get dressed up, and each costume must include the image of a clock face to represent the passage of time.
We celebrate not only ancient but also new traditions.
Finally, we come to the Hornbill Dance Festival of Nagaland. The Hornbill Festival represents culture from all ethnic groups of Nagaland and lasts for 10 days. This is one of the biggest festivals that takes place in the Kisama village. This festival was established in 2000 to popularize Nagaland amongst the tourists. The purpose of the festival is to showcase the traditions and cultures of the numerous tribes and groups in Nagaland.
The graceful and delicate movements are characteristic of the spirit of Nagaland.
Look at how they are able to keep up with the rhythm.
Our country truly is home to a wide range of dances of all shapes and sizes. And with that elegant display, we come to an end of the year and an end to this afternoon's series of performances. Let us give a huge round of applause to the students of grades 3, 4 and 5. Each student on stage today poured their heart and soul into this presentation. From reminding us of our own history and heritage, to teaching us of places and events we might never have heard of, the students of grades 3, 4 and 5 have taken us on a journey that was as entertaining as it was educational. Let us once more appreciate the enthusiasm, focus and effervescence exhibited on stage by these youngsters. I would like to invite our chief guest, Srimati Divya Sri Lakshmi, to address the gathering.
Hello, good evening to one and all present here. Can we all first get up and just clap for all the 3rd, 4th and 5th standard students here? They did a wonderful job. And I mean it. It was beautiful. I have no words to explain, and I'm not saying this because they've called me as a chief guest here and I'll have to say words. But I think it took around 1 hour 45 minutes and we traveled the world. So that's how fast it is. You've made us travel the world in 1 hour 45 minutes. Most of the festivals, I didn't know. Probably I think most of us would have known what's happening in India or what's happening in Chennai or your native places. But most of it, no idea. And I really, really want to go back to school to be a part of this. I wish when I was in school, this happened, because all we had to do was just the rock and roll step. But this was way more than that. I genuinely thought, okay, 3rd, 4th, 5th, they're going to come wearing like a fluffy frock and, 2 ponytails and be doing rock and roll step, because that's what I did. But they were phenomenal. I thought, okay, this is way beyond what I thought 3rd, 4th or 5th can do. And there are a lot of people I want to appreciate here. First, the thought and the idea of this theme, because we could have just gone ahead with, let's do 2 to 3 dance forms, and it's easier to do the folk dance of India, which a lot of people do, but bringing in everything every month, and a lot of work goes behind what is there every month. When you guys were talking, I was like, okay, I'm taking notes because I don't know what's happening. So that's how great it was. It was like a movie going on and on and on. I didn't look at my phone. I'm sure nobody looked at your phone, because we all have the span of 10 to 15 seconds where we want to look at our phone or take a picture. But I was glued to every student dancing here with so much love and passion. Not everybody are dancers here, but they gave their best. They were happy just being on stage, for their parents to see them, waving at them, just smiling, doing whatever role they had given. And that shows the love, and also shows how much the teachers have worked for them and worked on them to bring it up. So, and the props, it is mind-blowing to see how it is so cost-efficient, because sitting down there, I just realized that the crowns were actually cardboard, and the swords or the shield used were the normal food plates we use, but it did not look like that. So I was shocked. I was like, wow, I'm pretty sure you must have not used so much, but it's creativity. And I've also heard that the parents have helped a lot with costumes. And I can see so many people here to come and just encourage your kids. It's very overwhelming, and I've had a wholesome time coming and watching this whole movie. For me, this is a movie. So thank you so much, NPS International. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much for inviting me. And the lights, the technicians, immediately when something fell off, You just took it. And also the costumes and the teachers who helped with the dance, superb. Because I feel every dance form was their main step. Like, I'm a Bharatanatyam dancer, so I know what Bharatanatyam is. But when I saw Sinhalese, when I saw like a dance from Rome, they had the actual step, tap dancing step, the main step at least, and to make the kids dance, a lot of effort, a lot of work goes behind it. So, I don't know, I'm just very, very happy to be here. Thank you so much for inviting me. Thank you, parents. Thank you, students, for making me see this. I just loved it. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you very much, ma'am, for that effusive praise. I think we will all remember that for years to come. I request our principal, Ms. Sudha Balan, to speak a few words.
A very good evening. And Mrs. Divya Sri Lakshmi, thank you so very much for coming here. And not only was it a treat to the eye to listen to you, I think my heart was already full and it just overflowed listening to you. I think it reflected and it echoed every single parent and every single one of us. What we felt, you just put it into words. Thank you very much for being here. We have got the apt person, a dancer who conducts, who has her own dance studio, conducts dance, has her yoga studio. We are indeed fortunate to have you here with us today and for you to have graced this occasion. Thank you very, very much. I think this 1 hour, 45 minutes has been just blazing, mesmerizing. And children always surprise me. When they do it here and then when they do it with a lights blazing, the audience, and we fear what might happen, they just give another high to the bar which they have already raised. And here on the stage, every single student did marvelous. And I appreciate every one of them. Kudos to you, children. You are just 8, 9, 10-year-olds. 8, 9, 10-year-olds. Coming up there, so much confidence, adjusting on the stage. I'm sure Mrs. Divya Lakshmi would tell how many times she has to tell her dancers to remain in the center, adjust their adjustment, tune to their partners. I'm sure she would tell us. But here were my children, quickly adjusting to the spaces, giving cues to their partners to move or sit or stand or silent messages which kept them rolling because there were 30 on stage sometimes, there were 20 on stage sometimes, there were 6 on stage sometimes, which means you ought to occupy the stage in a manner that is filled. And we call it, the theater space, stage space that you need to, which in itself is something that we'll have to think and do when we come up on stage. Even as adults, sometimes we miss out, but here are my young children doing it with so much ease. Fantastic children. You just did a beautiful job. I'm floored by your beautiful involvement and your grace, your smile, your attitude, your joy. Marvelous. I have no words to say beyond that. To my teachers. I know what to say about my teachers. I've got a wonderful team of teachers who work so hard. Thank you. Thank you very much. They go beyond the call of duty. They stay on late. Sometimes I don't know how long they are staying, making sure that, that prop is staying there, the bead is falling there, making those Viking hats, or like ma'am said, the plates get converted into shields. They are silently working and doing what they have to do with the sheer passion that they have in their hearts. Morning we had a chief guest who said that she loved the job that she did and she hoped that every single child follows his or her passion and finds joy in the work. I find joy thoroughly in the work I do for the sheer energy my children give me. I'm sure my teachers are doing it because I can see their love, affection, and their extension of their work in the way that they are involved in every single activity, classroom activity, or any other area of involvement that they have to. They give more than their 100%. This year, we have had all our celebrations in the month that's flowing now, February, for the simple reason that children was just settling after the 2-year closure and online. So when they came to us, we had a lot of settling in requirements, a lot of issues settling in because children were not with us and we had to get them back into the routine of the school. And hence we had to move all our events to the end of the year. So they were ready, we are ready, and then we can house it well for you. And this puts a lot of strain on the school and the teachers, but they rose up to it so magnificently. Thank you very much. Because last week we just had our art yad and our Akriti all rolled into one, robotics, etc. Because we don't have any number of Saturdays, so we packed in one so that we can carry it forward. And then they, of course, did a wonderful job. And here we are again, bringing the little ones up on the stage, right from the 6-year-olds to the 10-year-olds. Again, they're rising up on to what is required. And round the corner, we have our music celebration. We'll see you back again in this wonderful auditorium because that is one of our pride. We want every single one of our children to get the opportunity to stand here, face the audience, drop their inhibition, come over their public speaking, inhibitions if they have, and speak well with confidence. I don't know how many of you in this audience can say that we have no fear in coming up on stage and speaking on the mic, but I know every one of my child will definitely have no fear when they leave the portals. Thank you. For this is where we're looking at, we ensure they appreciate every form of art, appreciate sports, appreciate each other, the differences. There's a lot of research that has gone into it. Thank you, ma'am, for pointing that out. There were 36 different dances up on the stage. 36 different dances. And like you stated, the person whom I'll mention at the end was very particular that the authenticity of these steps ought to be there. So it was a huge learning journey, not only for the teachers who researched, for the literary team which researched, for the children who learnt it. So every one of our themes usually have some learning, some values bound into it. So it's not only the joy of doing and doing together, but it is also what we learn from this. We learn to be together. We learn even some information that comes to us. So it's all bound together. So there's a huge learning journey for all of us. So the timing, the standing there. So I'm sure my children will make every one of us proud as they move out with every single opportunity that is used and a wholesome child as they move out of the portals. Some names I will have to mention here. Everyone has worked very hard, but there are some people who are the key points out here. The coordinators, Mrs. Binuaji and Mrs. Christina, who have been traveling with the teachers. Thank you, teachers. You've done a great job. I think all of them are with their children. So they're all in the class. I'm afraid I can't call all my class teachers who are here as well as the associate teachers. There was this prop team. As you well appreciated, the prop team was working hard. And sometimes I leave the school, but the prop team was working up there. And along with the support staff who did a marvelous job of timing, moving in and moving out. Without the support staff, I don't think this edifice can stand. They did a marvelous job. My dance team, there was a whole lot of dance team, but one person standing tall is Miss Archana, who's the dance teacher. She put in her heart and soul into what she is doing. She used to just stand there and watch so intensely their leg, their hand, and different movements. And she would be aghast when one day 2 are absent, another day 3 are absent, suddenly 6 are absent because, there is either some reason that was, genuine or otherwise. So here we are left with 7 children instead of 11, and suddenly we are left with 8 other children and not the ones who came. So tiding over that, overcoming this, over these hurdles, I think she was there all the time doing what was required. So Ms. Archana, fantastic job. You did a marvelous job. To the my technicians were up there. It's not easy to do the sound, the music, the visuals, everything on and on and on with that precise timing. You did a great job, but you are well versed in it because I do remember when we had our theatre production, you had more than 100 cues that you had to pick and choose. So this, I think, would have been a cakewalk to you. Very, very well done. Extremely well done. Thanks. Thank you very much. My narrators, who did a great job, we'll call you up on stage in a minute. The literary team has done a lot of research. Not only the teachers who did a lot of research, because you would see the music. So they had to pick the music which suited that particular dance and style and land. We can't have another music for some other land, so the Chinese had to be in suit to that, or the Sri Lankan in suit to that, with the costume research that they did. A whole lot of research went into it, and a lot of brainstorming. It's not just a short day's duration, it was a long month's brainstorming and research and discussion and what would suit the child. Many of you might have wondered, was that palanquin where the Buddha was sitting, was it very heavy? Did it rest on the child, heavily on the shoulders? No, it didn't. There was so much thought that went, and Chandra was right there checking with a very light kind of material, which was very light on the shoulders. So every aspect was checked and rechecked, and the huge feather dancers on. Teacher went into a lot of checking around which would be suitable on the head and not be very light and not bring a crick on the child's head. So that went on. So every area, I must say, a lot of research was done, checking was done, rechecking was done. Would it hurt my child? Would it be heavy on them? Can they carry it? Will it fall off? So they think about such aspects before something is brought onto the stage. To my dear parents, we are partners in this journey. Thank you very, very much for all the support that you have shown, for everything that you have been doing. It is a great partnership. As I always say in this hall, we are not a 9-year-old school. We are a long 63-year-old school, and we take the legacy forward. We are very proud that the 3rd generation in Rajajnagar is back in school with a granny saying, this is where my classroom was. This is a new building which we didn't have. So that is the kind of relationship that NPS would love to have with our parents. Because it's a journey in which we would like to see our young blossom and grow and become confident young citizens, giving back to the community, standing proud and tall in whatever they do. We did have the theatre, as you know, production some years ago, far, far away. And we had to take all these children very far away, not this group, I think. That journey of a 25 kilometer long, because we didn't find a suitable hall around, and hence we had to find something in the city which put a strain on everybody, because it had to have only one rehearsal, and we had to bring it up on stage at that, in that magnitude. And then in all his wisdom, our chairman did this beautiful hall, which my children today made in performance in this hall. I hope we can see more and more of it as they grow into young people. We have our graduation day here, and we love to see their young dancers out there when they were young. We'd love to see that of this group of children, these group of children, and wishing them all the best. And with you parents as our partners, I have no doubt the journey will be beautiful and every one of our children will bloom well, because if the thoughts are the same, then there is nothing that ought to stop our children blooming to their potential. Now let me call on stage my narrators, who did a marvelous job. It is the tradition of the school that the senior children are always there for the younger ones. And narrators, you did a great job. You had a very short time balancing all your studies and missing a few classes, of course. Well done, children. I know that many of you had done research in those areas that you were speaking on, which is fantastic. May I call all my volunteers up here. Volunteers who were everywhere doing what they could and what they extended themselves. Please come forward. Come here, child. Can come here? Or you move a little. They're all cluttered there. Ask. You don't want to remove it? Well done. Thank you, children. Yeah, you may move. Come, you can join. I wonder how many of our grandparents are here. We would love to have our grandparents. As you see, the hall can house only 900 seating. And that is the reason we are unable to invite more than 2 invitees per child. We would love to have more, but the constraint is there for us. That's the reason we have our streaming going on. I hope the link worked well and they were able to see from the comfort of their homes, because the bonding between grandparents and grandchildren is something very unique. And we would have loved to have them here, but I hope this would have given them joy to see their grandchildren up there on the stage. And I'd like to thank Mother Digital for the wonderful capturing of this day. I'd like to thank Epitome for the stage that they have put up, and to everyone involved in this journey. Have a wonderful weekend. Thank you very much. We look forward to Ganamritam.
Thank you very much, ma'am, for those inspirational words. Janagana mana adhinayaka jaya he Bharat bhagya vidhata Punjab Sindh Gujarat Maratha Dravida Utkala Banga Vindhya Himachala Yamuna Ganga Uchchala Jaladhita Ranga Tava Shubha Name Jage Tava Shubha Shishamage Gahe Tava Jaya Gatha Janagana Mangaladayaka Jaya He Bharata Bhagya Vidhata Jaya He Jaya He Jaya He Jaya 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 He. I request parents and family members to please be seated as the dignitaries make their way out of the auditorium. I would like to thank you for being a wonderful and truly supportive audience.